Guys, and welcome back to Mavro Productions. So, I was told recently to do a video about this, and it's just about like how I stay positive all the time. Because all of you, when you see all of my social media things, you're always like, "Oh, how do you always stay positive?" And like, I haven't really set down like natural goals that make me stay positive, but there's just the small things that really make a difference. Obviously, I can't persuade you guys to believe in what I believe in terms of my believing in God and going to heaven and things like that. But that's one reason that I've got, I'm really positive, because I know my future. I know that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven and my soul's going to go to heaven. And I know that I've got someone by my side at least, and that's God. And so I know that I have that. The best thing to do is just always is to stay positive, and by doing that, and how doing that is to just focus on the good stuff, not the bad stuff. So for instance, in my football, in your football game, let's say you got an assist and a goal, but then you conceded a penalty or you conceded a free kick. Don't focus on the penalty and the free kick they conceded. Focus on the goals and the assists, and work your way into how you can get more than just one goal, and work your way getting 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I don't do that, but that's something that I always work towards. Like, I conceded a penalty this week, and that killed me for the rest of the game. But I knew I was in my head. I'm like, you know what, I want to keep fighting, but I want to make up for this penalty. And it's just little things like that that just can get you in that fighting mood to keep yourself happy. In terms of talking to people, because I know that's one thing you need to do. If you have emotions, if you're angry, if you're sad, you're depressed, if you're sad about anything, the best thing to do is to talk to someone. Everyone says this. It's the best thing to do. If you don't have parents to talk to, sometimes parents I don't want to say this, but sometimes parents aren't as helpful, because I guess they don't live, their generation when they were younger hasn't had as much temptations and as much stresses as we have. So for instance, now for a year 12 student now than what it was back then, where they didn't have to balance football, social media, technology, temptations as much as we do now. And I feel like that's a big part of it. So I feel one of the things you can do is talk to a friend. Now, when it comes to a friend, this is where you choose wisely, because a lot of people you will find will not be your best as friends. There's a saying that my mum says, it's in Greek, but I'll say it in English. You can only count your friends with one finger, one hand. And for me, I can do both. Of course, there's all my fans and everything, but like my closest friends, I can count with 10 these hands. And I feel if you pick your number one, the first person that pops into your head first, speak to them if you're ever feeling down. If you don't have your parents by your side, or you don't have anyone to talk to, pick your number one person that you think about that pops straight into your head. Tell them the problems you're talking about. Tell them how you feel, because then that makes you more happy. Because then you can go into life knowing that thing's out of your head. And yeah, just always spread positive vibes. So for instance, if someone's spreading hate, like people spread hate about my channel all the time, I don't go and harass them and humiliate them or say things. I come back, I put a nice response, I'll take a screenshot and I'll share it to people and say a quote that I come up with myself. All those quotes I come up with by myself, and you guys are free to use them if you want. And it's just stuff like that gets you more in that positive mindset, because you're thinking, okay, well, there's haters, but do those haters actually hate, or do they want something that you want? There's always haters that want what you want. For instance, people might say, oh, your channel's shy, your channel's this, your channel's that. But do they want your channel, or do they want the publicity? Do they want the stuff that you're getting that they're not? It's factors like that they can think about and think. Don't put ego into this, because ego makes you more depressed and more sad, because you're like, I'm so good, and then when people tell you you're not, you think to yourself that you're so good, and then obviously it derails you. You cannot have an ego. That's one thing that will make you upset, because people say to me, oh, you're a beast, you're this, you're that. I say thanks. I don't say thanks. I know a lot of people say I know. I just say, oh, really, things like that, because it just motivates you, because if the more you get it, the more it motivates you. So for instance, you can take a positive out of each day. This is something that I might start doing. When you go to bed at night, after I do my prayers, but before my prayers, you sit down and write something good I did today. If you can't think of anything, then that needs to change. If you're out doing something good today, then you can smile and go to bed knowing that you've done something good, and that keeps that positive mindset throughout as well. And you gotta just focus on you. Focus on yourself. I know being selfish is bad, but in instances like this, you gotta focus on yourself. Focus on what makes you happy before what makes other people happy. If you kick a football, by football I mean soccer ball, that makes you happy, go and do that. If that's what's gonna get you out of your bad mindset, then that's what's gonna help. If you have to write something, you have to listen to music. Those type of things really help. For me, when I'm sad, I like talking to people. So I like talking to people that help me get through it. That's why I put on my story a lot of those stuff. And I like playing football. I like shooting hoops and listening to music, because all those three stuff help. In terms of music, for me, it's Greek music. It's Greek music that helps me the most. Just because Greek music is just much more relaxing than English music, and I find that it helps me more because it just makes me think of a better place. So it makes me think of back in Cyprus and Greece, the better place where I'd rather be. I'm not saying that I don't like Australia, but it's like thinking of good times. And yeah, just always take positives out of everything. You know, let's say you refed and you did a bad call. Take a positive. Oh, I like the way I did this, I like the way I did that. Because if you take the positives, or you think about all the positive stuff and not the negative stuff, and then the positive outweighs the negative, if you know what I'm saying. And one more thing that is crucial in terms of staying positive is just by spreading it. So that's why I always say positivity is key, and I spread it to everyone, because then the more you spread it, the more people realize, oh, this guy's happy, I want to be like him, I want to be happy as well. And yeah, the more you spread it, the more the flow of happiness keeps going. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on positivity. Sorry I didn't upload for 2 months. was so busy with HSC in term 1. I'm in the holidays now, so I'm still studying, but I'm still trying to upload when I can. This will be uploaded after the first grade video, but I'm filming the first grade video tomorrow. If you haven't seen that, I'll go link it, because this will be uploaded after that, because that will take quite some time to edit it. So then I'll just edit that and then I'll upload this. And yeah, I hope you can take some tips. If any of you guys need anything, follow me on my social medias. If you want to drop a comment, you can, but that's public. If you want to DM me personally, it's more personal and not everyone can see it. So if you want to do that and need help, just let me know. I'm always there for my fans. And if you ever bump into me anywhere in the area or anything, don't hesitate to say hi. So people are like, oh, you're famous, you're this and that. Another thing, they say you're famous, I say, oh, I'm not famous. I don't like being called that, because it boosts my ego. And it makes me happy knowing that people know me. And yeah, so other than that, thank you all for watching. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe, because we need to get to 400 subs. I've been stuck on 380 for a while. I'm like Deji, how we stuck on 9.7 mil. And yeah, don't forget to
subscribe to Mavro Productions.